Welcome to the Wedding Obsessed podcast designed to help you plan your dream day. I'm your host, Adriana, and each week I'm joined by the wedding industry's top professionals, celebs, influencers, and friends who share tips, trends, advice, and mistakes they've made so you don't have to. This is the Prenup Podcast.
I just finished my interview with Jenny and I feel high on life, high on weddings right now. We just had the best conversation and we tackled so much and went through so many different topics of weddings. She is the owner, the CEO, and planner of Before the Vows, LLC. I'll have everywhere that you can find her linked below, and you're going to want to find her. She is so wonderful. She offers such great insight and tips, and you will learn a lot from this episode. I recommend this to anyone getting married, planning a bachelorette party, planning any type of surrounding wedding event. So what really sets Jenny apart from a typical wedding planner is that her niche is focusing on pre-wedding events. So not just the day of coordination, which she does, but she also plans engagements, engagement parties. She plans showers, welcome dinners, rehearsals, everything in between. If you're having a pre-wedding event, she's the master. She's so great at what she does. I absolutely loved talking to Jenny through this episode, and I know you'll love hearing from her. So thank you so much, Jenny, for coming on. And before we get into that conversation, I just want to remind you that we are now on Apple Podcasts. So if you leave a review, screenshot it and send it to my email, which is linked below, and you're going to be entered to win a prenup bridal planner, which is going to keep all of your bridal goals really organized. It's not just a wedding planner, as a typical planner would be. It's really to align yourself as the bride to make sure that your mind, your body, your beauty is everywhere that you want and need it to be for your day and beyond. Please make the review nice if you feel that I've deserved it. I'm trying to produce the best podcast possible and give you the best tips in planning your wedding, and reviews really help me. Spreading the word really helps. So if you could do that, I would love it. And again, you'll be entered to win the Prenup Bridal Planner. So it's a win for everyone. Okay, now that that's out of the way, I am so pleased to present Jenny of Before the Vows, LLC.
Shirley, thank you again for coming on. I'm really excited to talk to you because you and I connected on Instagram over, of all things, the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
That's the best show, the best Disney Channel show.
Best Disney Channel show. It really shaped, I feel like, all of our childhoods. You and I are probably similar age. I'm 30.
I'm 30 as well. When did you turn 30?
I turned 30 April 1st.
Okay, I'm June 10th. So
okay, I played it.
Close.
Yeah, it's a different world out there, but I mean,
it is.
I don't feel 30. I feel like I'm still, watching Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
I know. No, same.
And we both agreed that in our youth, we were Cody stans, and now that's pivoted a little bit.
Yes.
To our Zach, who actually just got married. So Dylan Sprout's married Barbara Palvin, and it was just such a beautiful wedding. I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that and what your highlights were.
Yes, no, definitely. Yeah, I was so pleasantly surprised when 'cause I've been following you for a while, and I will repost a lot of your stuff just because I feel like it's so relatable, and you're so genuine, and I feel like you just post really unique content. It's content that I don't see elsewhere. So
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yes. Yeah, when you responded to that, to when I reposted your post about Dylan and Barbara. Wait, is it Barbara? I feel like
I've seen some. Yeah, I feel like I've seen some articles refer to her by nickname, but I'm like, and Barbara does seem so formal,
No, I know it does. I'm like, wait, I said that out loud and I was like, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, no, when you messaged me back about that and we got to talking about like Zach and Cody, and I was just so thrilled because I like I said, I follow your page and I love it. But their wedding, it was absolutely stunning. Like, she is drop dead gorgeous.
Ridiculous looking.
Everything from her dress, from like the choker, is the Tiffany choker, her outfit changes, her red dress, which I don't know if you know, it's a tradition from Hungary. I read.
Yeah, I was going to talk to you about this. Yeah, so again, like all of her looks, just kind of going back to, I mean, the Vivienne Westwood of it all. Are you a Sex and the City girl?
I'm actually not.
Okay, so
It's controversial, but I'm not.
no, it's not controversial because it's the show that I love to hate the most in this life. It's like, it's a hate watch, and it always has been. And in the Sex and the City movie, I think it was the first one, Carrie was going to marry big, and she had this fabulous Vivienne Westwood dress. And that was like, I don't know, maybe 2008-ish. So I was still in high school, and I have always been obsessed with bridal, but that was like such a moment for me. And Vivienne Westwood just became this like, in my life. But yeah, seeing that, and then the Tiffany jewels, and just the having been married on her parents' estate, like,
I know.
of course they're these fabulous celebrities, but it all felt so like
Down to earth.
yes.
Yeah.
Right?
I was looking through the album and all the photos, and the photography was just stunning. The photographer did such an amazing job capturing the day. But I was looking at all the photos and just like seeing the photos of all of their friends, like partying and having fun. It felt so genuine and so real.
Yes.
Like the stars are just like us, you know, like it was I don't know, it was really great. I've looked at those photos so many times, and I just feel like they're such a great fit. Did you watch the wedding video that they posted?
Oh my God, I keep watching it. It is the sweetest, cutest thing. They're adorable together. I can't get over it. I know, like, at your wedding day, everything seems so glowing, but you can tell when people are putting it on for the day. Even, you know, lay people as myself, like people that I work with, sometimes they're like all business on the wedding day.
Yes.
And you can tell that Dylan and Babs just were having a good time.
Love it. Let's just call her Babs from now on.
She's just Babs to us.
Copy.
Yeah. We're all girls. We're best friends. It's fine.
I know. Did you see the pictures of Cole? His hair was like, it looked like Jughead's hair from Riverdale.
Yes.
I was like, I didn't know you looked like that in real life.
So I died laughing when you said seeing him in Riverdale just really turned me off, because that show, okay, I just want to say, I'm going to put it out there. Season 1 of Riverdale, gorgeous.
Oh, yes.
Great show.
The murder, yes.
Yes, loved it. And then it took this like sci-fi turn, and then Chad Michael Murray's like leading a cult. I'm like, what?
Yes.
What in the One Tree Hill? What is going on?
Did you watch it by yourself, or did you watch it with your husband?
So I watched with my first season, I watched with my mom and my sister.
Oh, okay.
And then the second season, I think we all watched it separately, but we would just comment on it, and we would call each other and be like, what the F is going on here?
Yeah, my husband and I were so into it for season 1, like you said. And then, what was it, like season 3? I think it's still going on, which is like
really
crazy. But yeah, after the whole cult thing, I was like, this is just so unrealistic. It's too far-fetched, and it's like just gone so far off track. And the actors are phenomenal. All the actors and actresses in the show are so talented, and I'm just surprised that like they're still on the show, because I feel like they can do so many other great shows and movies.
They must be being paid so much to do the show. I feel like a writer came in and said, like, I'm just like so funny. This is hilarious to me, and I'm just gonna have fun.
Right?
No knock to them. I know it probably, maybe that is the truth, but like, I know how much it takes to go into these productions, but what a wild turn that show.
Yes. No one was expecting it. I know who could predict that.
No. But you mentioned before I got us so sidetracked on
I
the Sprouse twins
for days. Yeah.
Literally, me too. But you mentioned Babs's red outfit change. And I wanted to talk about that tradition, because I'm not even going to try to say the pronunciations, like Mensaikaruha or something.
Yes. Yeah. Not so either, but yes, I got in the article in Vogue. Yeah.
Yes. So, you know, I'll let you do the explaining of it, because you brought it up. So explain what this tradition is that Babs partook in.
Yes. Yeah. So one of the things that I loved about their wedding was really how they kind of paid homage to her Hungarian background. I think that's so cool when couples integrate their culture and their heritage into their wedding day and really make it personal for them. And I love how Dylan, he joined in with it because the tradition, from what I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I remember, it's after midnight, the couple puts on, I guess the bride puts on a red dress, and he had on a red suit. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't even notice that. I didn't.
Yeah.
That is so cute. That's really cool.
Yeah, so after midnight, she changed in this like really short, really like classy red dress, and then he had on like a red suit. It looked like it was velvet too.
Yes.
So classy. It looked really, really good. And I don't know if I read or if I found out like the significance behind that, but I know it's a tradition after midnight.
So I searched why. It's so simple, but it's really cute. It's just to signify that you're no longer a bride, you're now a wife.
I love that.
Love it. I know, so cute. And like in one way, it's like a little bit of a stab in the heart. Like, okay, it's a little soon. You like tell me I'm not a bride, but being a wife is also fabulous.
100%.
It could be worse things. But just in the whole realm of traditions.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in Chattanooga, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago, I actually had Heather Wolf. I don't know if you know Heather.
Yes, I listened to that episode. It was so
wonderful.
good.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
love her.
unless my brain is just failing me, in which case I'm so sorry, but I believe Heather is a Chattanooga girl as well.
I think she's Knoxville based, which is only an hour and a half from here. So very close.
Oh my gosh, you two have to have some crossover. That would be so cool.
No, I'm trying to convince all my brides to hire a live painter, but that's a whole other story.
Oh my gosh. It is. I mean, once they say it, it's an easy sell, but I think some people are like, well, why would I need that? It's a specific type of bride, but I love it. I think it is just the coolest thing.
Yes, such a cool keepsake.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But I was talking with Heather about some Southern traditions. And if you listen to the episode, but there was one in particular, Bury the Bourbon. And I have always heard about this, and I asked her about it, and she was like, no, I don't know that. And then after she messaged me, and she was like, it's so funny. After our conversation, I keep seeing these Bury the Bourbon videos, and they're just coming into my sphere, which is hilarious. But, in the Bury the Bourbon or any other Southern traditions, is there anything that, your couples really do that might be different than maybe someone would do in the Northeast where I am?
So the really cool thing about Chattanooga is that this is kind of taking a little segue, but we are really close to 4 major cities. So we're 2 hours from Nashville, an hour and a half from Knoxville, 2 hours from Atlanta, and then 2 hours from Birmingham. So it's amazing being a vendor here because we kind of pull from all over. And me and my team, we love to travel. So we have weddings in North Carolina next year. We have weddings all the time in Georgia, kind of all over the place. So wherever you want us to be, we'll be there. But as far as traditions go, when you guys were talking about Bury the Bourbon, I actually just found out about it. One of my couples, Michaela and Garrett, I'm going to give them a shout out because I love them. Michaela and Garrett, got married in May of this year, and they introduced me to that tradition, and they were like, Jenn, you never heard of it? And I felt like so uncool because they're like in their early 20s. And I was like, oh, I'm just like, I'm officially like, I'm not cool anymore. And the venue was so cool. The venue let them just dig a hole on their property. It was right after the rehearsal dinner. And they buried it. I mean, to my knowledge, I left after the rehearsal.
Sure.
So I don't know if they ended up drinking it. I'm assuming they did, but it was so crazy. During the ceremony, the clouds were coming in, and I was looking at my team, and I was like, guys, we got to move cocktail hour inside. Like, we were like, but we didn't want to start moving at all the cocktail tables and everything until we knew it was going to rain.
For sure.
Because the bride really wanted her cocktail hour outside on the patio area because it's so pretty out there. And the clouds came in. They were so dark. Girl, they were like, I was like, there's no way. There's no way. And then all of a sudden, they just like went away. So that tradition, I don't know, it worked because it didn't rain. It didn't rain, and everything went according to plan, and it was beautiful. So I don't know. I think that Bury the Bourbon thing might have some validity to it.
Implement it everywhere. We all need it.
Wow.
I'm out here saving weddings.
Right? I'm not a bourbon girl, so I mean, I wish it was like Bury the Tequila, but
Jenny, I think they're soul systems, perhaps.
what's your favorite tequila?
I love Clase Azul. I'm definitely an añejo girl, but I really love everything. How about you?
Have you tried the Rock's tequila, Terramana?
No, I haven't.
So the Rock is like, we're going on so many tangents, but
No, I love it.
he is my husband and I's like celebrity crush. Like my husband like wants
celebrity crush. Oh, well, he's one of my 5, but obsessed.
Let's pick one.
No,
but he has a tequila brand. It's called Terramana Tequila. And it is like, yes. And I write it Emily. Yes, write it down. It is the most smoothest tequila, and it's like $35-$40. So it's like a mid-level price point. It's amazing. Highly recommend it to everyone.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes. For signature drinks and
yeah.
I'm gonna try it. There's a tequila bar by my house and they'll likely have it. So maybe I'll tonight.
Yes, let me know if you try it.
I will. Absolutely. Yeah. Bury the Tequila would be a really fun tradition.
Right? I feel like more people would do that.
Oh yeah.
But other than that tradition, honestly, I before this we lived in DC.
Okay.
My husband was Air Force for almost 10 years.
Amazing.
So,
oh my gosh.
So actually being in the South, I've been here for like a year and a half.
Okay.
So I guess I'm not very well versed in all the Southern traditions.
Sure.
But that one is a big one, and I think more people should do that because it's fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I want to gear into a little bit of what you do because it's not exactly like some other wedding planners that people might be used to. So, in your words, explain what it is you do from start to finish.
Yeah. So when we started Before the Vows, we were really trying to think of a gap in the marketplace because, there's lots of wedding planners, lots of wedding coordinators. But we were like, there aren't very many like pre-wedding planners. So my husband and I were big risk takers. We didn't have like a ton of experience with the business side of things, but we're like, why not? Like, what's the worst that can happen? My husband has a very stable full-time job. He also helps me with the business, but we have like his income to fall back on if need be. Of course. So this was a little over a year ago, and we were like, let's just, what if we created a business called Before the Vows, where we like follow the couple from the ring, so from the proposal to the reception. So that's kind of how it got started. It was so random, and like we weren't planning this at all. It wasn't a goal of ours. It just kind of like snowballed into something. But like when I was in college in like my early 20s, I would always plan events for my friends. I would like plan their bachelorette parties, their bridal showers, engagement parties, all of those fun like pre-wedding things that you don't think will take a lot of time and energy and money, but they actually do. And a lot of times those responsibilities will fall on, the maid of honor or a family member, and they might not have the knowledge or the equipment or the resources or tools to be able to plan those kinds of events. So that's kind of where Before the Vows got started. And then we always had wedding coordinating on it as well, because a lot of our brides who will have us plan their bachelorette party, we develop a relationship with them. They get comfortable with us and they like how we work. So then we will coordinate their actual wedding day. So it's really designed to kind of follow the couple from the ring to the reception.
That is so brilliant, because the pre-wedding stress is supremely underrated. And, you never think about it that way because you're like, oh, it's all these exciting things. But I actually was just talking with the founders and CEO of a company called Trousseau. So they're a marketplace where you can buy and sell like pre-wedding or wedding event outfits, shoes, accessories.
Cool.
Yeah, because there's so much waste that goes into that, and I'm only gonna wear these outfits once. So that's kind of the whole idea behind it. But a conversation that we had is like, you have so many things to plan for. And that is a full-time job in and of itself. And your wedding planner, that a lot of people think like they're going to be my therapist, my mother, they're going to hold my hand, give me piggyback rides, and like be my personal slave for the next year and a half.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
Unless it's in your contract, like they're doing your wedding.
Yep.
So that doesn't include your rehearsal, your bachelorette, your welcome party. You might be having multiple showers if you have family that lives far. So it really is a lot of admin. And for someone who does not want to plan events, but wants to party, like they need that. So you really filled a space in a way that I haven't seen anyone specifically cater to that market. And you do a beautiful job. I haven't experienced your work firsthand, but on social, I love what you show, and you just have a really beautiful eye. And one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you is because your personality does come through very much, even just online. So you can tell that you're.
Thank you.
No, it's absolutely the truth, and people need that. They want to be with someone they can trust and they know is going to do right by them. So I just know that you're doing a really fabulous job for your couples.
Thank you. That's so sweet. Yeah. We my husband and I have a lot of business meetings. He has to like schedule meetings with me on my calendar because I'm so busy. And I'm like, step into my office, sit down. And the past 6 months, things have just picked up so quickly. And we were like, we should really solidify like our mission, our vision, our values. And one of the main things that we really strive to do is just forming those genuine connections with our couples. Like, I genuinely care about them. Like, me and my team care about them so much. Like, I cried during their vows. Like, I want to see their day be absolutely perfect in what they had envisioned. And I just love working with them as a team. Like, all after the fact, because I'm very professional. My couples are like, "Oh, let's go to get drinks." And I'm like, after your wedding, when you're not my clients anymore, yes. But like before, that's just not how I choose to run the business. To each their own. But I'll like catch drinks with my couples or dinner like after their wedding day, and we'll just like we become genuine friends. And I just it's so crazy that this is what I get to do for a living, because I never in a million years would have thought that. So genuinely, like every time I sit down to work, it never feels like that. It's like for the first time in my life, I get to do something that feels like I'm so passionate about and that fuels me and inspires me. So I really hope that our couples see that, because we really love what we do.
I bet you anything they do, because I can already tell. I was laughing when you said, you draw those boundaries, because it is so important to do, and it's like my worst quality. I remember 2020 when everything went down.
Yes.
I was on the phone with a mother of the bride, and we were just kind of going through. So long story short, groom lived in Milan and bride lived here. They wound up calling the wedding off because he was like, I want to quarantine with my family.
Oh, no.
A whole other thing. But I'm on the phone with mom for, however long. And we're home because everyone's home at the time. My husband's upstairs. And he comes in the room after I walk. He goes, "Did you just say love you too to a bride's mother?" No. And I was like, "Did I?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's so unprofessional." I was like, "Well, I do love her. I do love her. She's wonderful." I'm like, and he's like, "That's a weird thing to say, but it's so true. Like, you build these relationships with people and they feel like family." And I do cry at, the honor dances and the vows, and it becomes so, so special. So in your experience, what kinds of events do you like to plan best? I know you kind of take it through everything, but what do you prefer?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of thinking about this question, because it's so hard to just choose one type of event. But I feel like if I had to pick one, the most I can be super creative with bachelorette parties. And we do remote planning for bachelorette parties where we can plan an event, whether it be like Nashville or Scottsdale or, all of the hot spots.
Sure.
And we will just do the planning and coordinating. We'll outsource to different local vendors. But we also do in-person bachelorette planning. And that's my favorite, where you get to like see the vision and the theme and everything get fully executed in person. Bachelorettes are just so fun. There's so many different things you can do with them.
Yeah.
Like these days, I'm like, when did you get married? Because I got married 5 years ago.
I got married in 2021, so not quite 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like bachelorettes now are so much cooler, and like there's so much more to do, and there's so much more involved. And as a planner, I love that.
Yeah.
So I love doing the in-person bachelorettes, just because we get to see everything come together.
Yeah.
Picking the theme is the most fun. We did a batch to the 90s, like an homage to the 90s. That one last year in Nashville, and that was so fun. All the 90s references.
I love
back to Dylan and Bam's wedding. 90s wedding, full circle.
Yeah, bachelorettes are so fun because they're kind of grown-up girl birthday parties.
Yeah,
you get to kind of play dress up, and just comparing when my husband or any of my friends or family members go on a bachelor party, I'm like, what's the plan? They're like, there is no plan. We're gonna go out and drink and like figure out stuff to do. I'm like, can I plan it? Like, you guys are excited. Yeah, I need you to do something. But it's underrated how fun it is and how special it makes the bride feel and all of her girls. Like, it's just this beautiful coming together of sisterhood. And I love a girls trip. It's so fun. Yeah.
What is your opinion on this is along the same lines. What is your opinion on like co-ed, like bachelorette trips? Because that's a hot topic.
What? Hate it. I'm sorry.
Why?
There's so many times that I can hang out with my husband and his friends, and I do all the time, and I love them and they're wonderful. But I love a girls trip just in general. Like, I am a girl's girl. I have one male friend and he's gay. I don't connect with men in the same way I connect with women.
So true.
It always makes me laugh when people are like, I just don't get along with girls. I get along better with guys. I'm like, why?
I don't trust you.
Don't trust you.
Girls.
We have nothing in common. I'm so sorry. And it should, like, I get it. I have friends who are that way, that they have a more, like, not that they're masculine, but they have a more masculine energy, like more alpha and, whatever. But no, I just want to like put on a silly hat and take a shot of tequila and sing Cher at the top of my lungs with my girls. And my guy friends, my husband's friends, they don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So it's more of the interests just not really aligning.
Yeah.
But that is personal. I don't think that's across the board. I think, so many people, like, I've had brides cry on their bachelorette party. They're like, I don't know what to do without my husband. They're just so connected to each other, and they just want to hang out with each other. So why would they want to take a weekend apart when they could just party together?
Yes, I think it works for some couples and it doesn't work for others, but it's becoming more and more popular. I have like 2 of my couples who I just had planning meetings with, and they're doing joint bachelorette parties.
Really?
But they decided on like activities that they both like they're going to the boat on a boat one day.
Cute. Or
they're going to go like brewery hopping. So there's definitely different like activities that you can agree upon, but I agree. It's I don't know. I see both sides to it because I like love my husband and I love being around him.
Of course.
I do think it's important to have like separate friend time too, and to be able to do those fun girly things. Like, there's a make your own perfume bar in Nashville. Like, you can't really do that with a group of guys,
Oh, and that is like so something that's right up my alley. I would love that.
Yes.
There's just a different, and this is not for everyone. For me, I feel like there's a different energy when men are around. It's not better or worse,
100%.
but sometimes I just want that like wonderful lady energy.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. No, totally.
So what is something that you've seen either at bachelorette parties or maybe for proposals, like something really different that you've seen a couple or a bride or groom do?
Yeah. This is another hard question because I feel like there's so many. Because couples these days are now more than ever doing things that are so unique to them as a couple.
Yes.
Which is so cool to see because you're not seeing, because when you do a lot of weddings and events, it kind of, you see the same thing again and again, which is fine. But whenever we see something like new and exciting, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Shiny.
Yeah. So if I had to pick one, kind of along the same lines of a bachelorette. So we planned a bachelorette this past May, and it was a Dazed and Engaged themed bachelorette, which is perfect for the bride because she's like super hippie, like very like cool and like artsy. And we planned this one game for them, and I can't take credit for this game.
Yeah.
I got it off of TikTok. TikTok is such a wealth of resources.
It really is. I wanted to hate it for so long, and I was just like, take me.
I'm like scrolling. That felt like a lot of good idea about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to stop. But I got this idea on TikTok, and because the bride specifically was like, I don't want to play like generic games.
Yeah.
Like there's like drink if games or like scavenger hunt games or like who knows the bride the best, and those are still fun, but they're kind of overdone, especially if you're, that group of girls was in their late 20s, early 30s. So they've been to a lot of bachelorettes before. So we found this idea to do a game called Guess Who Jeopardy. So it's combining like the Guess Who game, which was such a fun like 90s game, and Jeopardy together. So I compiled a list of questions and I sent them out to all the girls who were in attendance at the party in a Google form. And they were questions like, what was your first job? What was your most embarrassing moment? Like different fun get to know you questions.
Yeah.
A lot of times at bachelorettes, a lot of the girls are from different friend groups and they don't know each other.
Yes.
So I felt like it was important for the girls to get to know each other and get comfortable with one another before spending the entire weekend together.
For sure.
And sharing bathrooms. All of that. So, which is a whole other thing.
Whole other thing. Bathrooms, beds,
right.
kitchens.
No. Yes. So I compiled all of their answers and then I put it on like a Jeopardy board. There's like a website called Jeopardy Labs. If you haven't used it, it's so fun.
Okay.
For like your own personal use. If you have like friends over, it's really cool.
Yeah.
So I made different categories like Jeopardy, with different point values for each question. And then I like projected it to, and then the girls projected it on the screen and then they played it. And then they would say like, oh, embarrassing moments for 100. And then it would say like, which girl, like puked at her high school, like musical or something like that, Like, yeah. And then people would guess. And then, there were like prizes, whoever had the most points. So it was a really cool way for the girls to like get to know one another, have lots of laughs and just become comfortable with each other.
Yes.
And then there were Target gift cards involved.
So cute. I want to talk about bachelorette parties for a second because, clearly we love them and they are so fun. But yeah, that dynamic can be a little bit tricky to navigate. This is my grade school friends, my college girlfriends, my cousins, whoever. And if you're lucky, people already know each other. But sometimes, it doesn't work out that way. And you're just trying to get different groups of people to jive. So I love that game. Like, it doesn't feel like an icebreaker either because it's funny. It's not cheesy. It's like, oh my gosh, we can all kind of bond over these silly things. Another thing that made me laugh, a couple months ago, I did a video and it was just like silly about going on bachelorette parties in your late 20s, early 30s.
Yes, yeah.
And
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, one of my things, and it was all like, it was clearly a joke. People truly are unwell online. It's so scary. But
Take away things personally, yeah.
I was like, if you're sharing a bed, it has to be a queen plus. Like, it's, we need that room. Like, my back's going to break. I'm old. And the women coming after me, they're like, you should just be grateful for the bachelor. I'm like,
oh my God.
Lighten up. It's literally fine. Like, and to be honest with you, if one of my best friends said, you have to sleep on the floor, there's no room, in a second, I'd do it. It's just a freaking joke. But, you do want people to be comfortable on these parties, and it's very different than the way it used to be. And I am seeing a little bit of this trend of old school coming back. So it was like really simple bachelorette parties, and then these trips. Like I myself went to Charleston.
Mine was in Charleston.
Are you kidding me?
Yes. Oh, like 2017, 2018.
Oh my God, I just love it there. And it's a perfect place for a bachelorette because it's very woman. There's like no guys there.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Oh my God. If men come up to like, if I go on my friend's bachelor trip and man comes up to me, I like glare at him. I'm like, go away.
How is this man? Oh my gosh, this is such a funny story. So my sister-in-law, my husband's sister, she's the best. And she at my bachelorette party, she's beautiful. So like men were approaching her.
Yeah.
And she would go,
I love
like,
it.
just give them the nastiest faces. And we're all friendly. So like we can talk to people and like our husbands, fiancés don't care. But like, she was just so disgusted with anyone that approached her. And then at a certain point in the night, she's like, she's married. She's like, Bill, her husband. She's like, Bill doesn't care that I flirt. And, I love to flirt and I'm really good at it. And I'm like, actually, Jackie, you are so mean to these men.
The men actually flirt, so,
you're flirting and you are, you're scaring them, which, it's also great.
I love that energy. I love
that energy. I know she's so funny. But yeah, Charleston is the best. What did you do for your bachelorette?
This was back when like there wasn't really a theme. And my sweet best friend, Becca, she planned it, but we were so young. I was probably 22. Yeah.
What were you when you got married? You were young.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So wait, was I 22? Yeah. No, 23. Oh my gosh. No, I lied. I was 24. I can't do math. I was
neither.
I haven't been married for 8 years.
No, it's fine. It all just jumbles together. It's like early 20s, mid 20s, 30s.
I don't even know how old I am.
No,
I need for now.
Yeah.
I was 24. But that was back when like penis straws were like really in,
which I still love. I love cheesiness, and that's just kind of what I was saying. Like I see a little bit of things going back to that as almost like an ironic throwback to like, wearing the big veil out and doing like maybe just one big night out and the penis straws and the penis cake, which like,
yep, I definitely had a penis cake. Yeah, that's my theme, just like penis. It's so bad.
It's so funny though. Like call me immature. I think it's hysterical. I'll never not think it's funny.
Did you have a theme for yours?
I did. So I'm a huge like divas fan. I love Celine Dion and Cher. And my sister is like, she's such a planner as well. I'm trying to get her full time with me. She has a young son now, but once he's in school, like I think she is going to do it.
That's fun.
But she did what was it called? The farewell tour. She did,
nice.
So she had my face on Cher's body on t-shirts, and it said like, Asia's Bachelorette, the farewell tour. And she had a set list as the itinerary for the weekend.
So cool.
And she was so cute with it. She did such a good job. She had all these Cher wigs, so we just like danced at the house and these Cher. Oh, we had a ball. We really had a lot of fun.
I love that. I haven't seen that theme. That's like hats off to her. That's a really unique theme. I love that.
It's very specific to me. Yes. But she's really good at that. Like that's another reason why I would love her to be with me, because she can talk to someone and find out their interests and likes and totally curate something. She's very clever. She's very organized and driven. Love my sis.
I love that.
So we talked about, some things that you love that you saw that were unique. Are there any trends that you see that keep happening that you really love, or maybe something classic that you're like, this can never leave?
Mm-hmm. Honestly, so this is a controversial topic. It's a hot take. But I love, and I'm interested to hear your opinion. I love content creators and how they're becoming a thing.
Yeah.
And I have so many photographer friends, and I've heard like so many different mixed reviews. So I like don't talk about it with them because I don't want to like open a can of worms. Yeah. For us as planners, I feel like it's so beneficial because we're running around like crazy trying to make sure that everything goes smoothly. The vendors are there when they're supposed to be. Everything's set up. Like the couple's taken care of, and then we're on track with the timeline. Like I've done so many weddings where at the end of the day, I'm like, I have like 3 blurry pictures. Like as I was like trying to run by and like get a picture. So the fact that content creators are a thing are not only great for the couple to have those behind the scenes moments and memories, but they're great for us as planners to be able to kind of showcase our work. And be able to have that content within 24 to 48 hours to post and like not have to like sit there and try and make a reel, which I am terrible at making reels. So I mean, I love they're amazing.
I love that you said that so much, because where we are today in any industry, you know, definitely we feel it because we're in weddings, but in every industry, social is such a huge aspect of marketing, of just being present, of connecting. And how are you supposed to do that when you're running an event? It's nearly impossible. And I've heard the same argument with photographers and videographers, you know, that it's kind of like an infringement, but there's my husband and I have been saying all week, what's good for the geese is good for the gander. I'm like, rising tides raise all ships.
Oh my
God, this is good for the gander. Like,
I've never heard of that.
So there's this song. It's from a group called Ready for the World. It's like this old 90s song. And it's called Oh Sheila. Have you ever heard it?
No, I have not.
It's hilarious. Listen to it when we're done. But the beginning of the song, completely irrelevant to the rest of it.
Yeah.
In this like goofy voice, just what's good for the geese? It's good for the gander. And wow, it's so funny and cringy. It is so true. Like, rising tides raise all ships. You know, no one is stepping on a seasoned photographer's toes. Like, you get those professional photos. You want those professional photos.
Yes.
Your content creator is not giving you that. Your videographer, in the same token, and this has always been something that people either do or they don't. Like, I thought about it for a little while, went back and forth. I ended up ultimately doing it. But people want a full version of their ceremony. They want maybe this like cinematic cut of something with the music. And then they also want these little pieces of the day. And those are all separate things. So if photographers and videographers are feeling a certain way about it, I would suggest to them, partner up with these people and maybe do some sort of bundle, because it really can be.
That'd be cool.
It's so good for them too. And it's something that, you know, it could be an add-on to them, and that's great business. And it's also another service that they're maybe offering that someone wouldn't have thought of. And now they're like, this person's so innovative and cool. Like, it's content creation, especially in the age of TikTok and Reels. Love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
It's amazing. And I feel like, I don't know when it originated, I guess, but I feel like the past few months, more and more my brides like, I got a content creator. And I'm like, yes. Because not only does it help us too, but it helps the family and then the bridal party be more in the moment.
Yes.
Not try and get every little moment on their phone.
Absolutely.
So it's really just a win-win for everyone. And
it really is.
I think if the photographer and the videographer, if they can get on board with the content creator and like work cohesively together, and if they have like an agreement that like the content creator doesn't really get in the way of the shots. So I think that's a big complaint that I'm hearing, is that the content creators like getting in the way of the shots, which I think they do need to be mindful of that. But the ones that I've worked with before have been very, very mindful of that.